Ray gets a helping of humble pie as me and Phil win the pick segment from last week. And you weren't even here.
Hey, I'm good.
Which is amazing.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
Hey, man, okay.
All right.
I get it now. Let's go.
All right. So, by the way, I'm still in the lead with a 96/64 record. Yes.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
Coming to an
You
end.
made fun of my interceptions.
Phil, you're in last place.
You hate the fact that I'm winning.
Yes.
Season's not over, Ray.
Six-time champion. You're in last place.
Okay, here we go. Vikings at Lions, boy. Huge game in the NFC North. Thanksgiving Day, early game, of course. Case Keenum, the quarterback of the Vikings. You know, Mike Zimmer said, okay, he could play some more. He's playing really well. Vikings on the road, good defense inside. Lions always seem to play well on Thanksgiving Day.
A lot of good stuff to like. You're saying all these great things about the Vikings, and I believe in them all. I think they're the better football team, but who's on the other team for the Lions?
Matthew Stafford.
That guy named Matthew Stafford, and man, he can overcome almost anything, but I'm taking the Vikings.
Okay.
Just the talent on the defense.
Okay,
they got players at every level, so I'm taking it. And Case Keenum is hot.
All right.
Yeah. And I've seen this. This is deja vu for me, right?
Quit hitting me, man.
This is a heck of a defense. And their run game and Case Keenum and what they're doing. I just really liked what the Minnesota Vikings are doing. I thought last week against the Rams that they were going to have problems. But for them to win that game last week proved to me this week I'm going with the Vikings.
Good win.
The last time these two teams played 14-7, and the Vikings won that game. All about the defense in this game. I'm going to go with the Vikings. Skull, brother. That's what I say. All right, Saints at the Rams. Huge game here in the NFC. Rams coming off of that loss. Saints coming off of that big comeback win. They are now on the road in Los Angeles.
You know, the Saints have struggled with good offenses. In other words, they played Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Kirk Cousins. All of them put points and big numbers on the board. I love this L.A. Rams offense with Jared Goff. I love what they do, but he's not one of those quarterbacks yet. So I'm going to take the Saints. Tough game. They're going to go on the road and win.
Saints now, Drew Brees with the defense and a run game to help him. I'm going Saints.
You know, the Rams had a big home game against the Seattle Seahawks. What happened? They lost. The defense shut down Jared Goff in that offense. They're coming off of a beatdown at the hands of the Minnesota Vikings. I got to believe Sean McVay is going to come up with plays that are going to mimic what exactly Washington did last week. And where did Sean McVay come from? Came from Washington. So he's going to know a really good game plan. I like the Rams at home. All right, here we go. Chargers at the Cowboys on CBS. Phillip Rivers, that pass rush. We saw the pass rush earlier in the game going against Dak Prescott. Now, Tyron Smith is supposed to play in this game. Obviously, Ezekiel Elliott's not going to be in this game, and neither is Sean Lee.
Well, you know, when I think of the Chargers, I think of those pass rushers. It's more than just those two. Denzel Perryman, the linebackers back there, they got a good corner, and Casey Hayward. They got good safeties. I like it. If I knew they could stop the run, it wouldn't even be a question who I would pick in this game. But saying all those things, I'm going to take the Chargers.
Yeah, I like the Chargers. Phillip Rivers, I think, has always been Phillip Rivers right now. It's his time of year. And you take these young defensive players who's starting to grow up. Listen, from the U, always the boy.
Always, is that what it is?
It's always about the U. I'm going with the Chargers.
All right.
You know, it's amazing. We're both taking, all of us are taking the road teams in both of these Thanksgiving games. Think about that for a second. I'm taking, of course, the Chargers.
I'm just hoping to go 50-50, baby.
All right, here we go. Broncos at the Raiders. Now, you know, not a big game when you really think about it in the big picture of things, but certainly a big game for whoever is calling plays. Bill Musgrave now for Denver. And, of course, can the Raiders get their season back on track here?
Yeah, they're going to get back on track. It's got to be about their offense. Their defense is playing borderline terrible. It is. But they built this team for the offense to dominate and to help the defense out. They're not running the ball well, but I think desperation is always a great thing, especially when you're home. I'm taking the Raiders.
Yeah, the Broncos can't run the ball or throw the ball right now. So they have to figure it out. And defensively, they're not playing the way they once was. So with me, I'm probably going to go with the Raiders.
I'm going to take the Raiders at home. Well, how do you think Bill Musgrave's going to do? Think he'll do all right?
I think he will. Hey, you know, how did he do last year as the Raiders offensive coordinator?
He did pretty good.
Pretty good.
No longer with them. So he has an axe to grind. He would love to grind it in this game.